Welcome back. I help faith-driven women break cycles, find clarity, and step boldly into their calling. If that's what you've been searching for, you're in the right place. Let's get into today.
Hey, good day, good day, good day. I want to welcome you back to today's video. I am so grateful, always delighted to be here to share with you all just some life keys. And today I want to talk about the real reason you self sabotage every breakthrough. So let's get into it. Every time you get close to breakthrough, you ever had that happen? Every time you get close to breakthrough, then it's like something finds a way to pull you back. You procrastinate, you overthink, you quit right before the finish line. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not a coincidence. That's called self sabotage. And today I'll show you why it happens and how to finally stop it. Most women think self sabotage means that they're lazy, they're undisciplined, or that they are uncommitted. But that's just not the truth. Self sabotage is a protective strategy. So we use self sabotage to protect ourselves because deep down, there's a belief system that says, I don't deserve this. If I succeed, I'll lose something. If I step forward, I'll be exposed. And so what happens is your brain steps in to protect you by blowing up the opportunities, by delaying the action that you need to take, or by numbing out when it matters the most. So I'm here to tell you that you're not weak. You're just trapped in a survival pattern that keeps you cycling. So let's get into three life keys based on the DDB framework on today. Now, the first D I want to talk about is discern. And I want to ask you this question. Where does the sabotage come from? Where does it come from? Well, we've got to ask ourselves the deeper question, such as what am I afraid of on the other side of breakthrough? Hmm. Is it fear of failure? Are you telling yourself if I try and fail, then everyone will see it? Is it the fear of success? If I succeed, then people will expect more from me than I can handle. Hmm. Is it fear of exposure? If I step into purpose fully, then my flaws will be revealed. Well, I want you to know that psychologically, the brain resists change, even good change. Why? That's because safety feels familiar. So the enemy keeps you circling because he knows once you step into breakthrough that you'll never go back. So use this discernment tool by journaling one moment where you pulled back right before success. I want you to ask yourself, what did you tell yourself in that moment? Where did you tell yourself? What did you tell yourself in that moment? Okay. Now, the second D is dismantle. And in the dismantle part of what our topic is today, this is where you expose the lies fueling this sabotage. So let's look at these three lies. Lie number one is I'm not worthy of success. Well, that's a lie because the truth of the matter is that you were chosen before you even performed. That's Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4. So worth is identity, not achievement. You don't find your worth in your achievements. We find our worth in our identity, who was already given, what was already given to us by Jesus Christ from the foundations, before the foundations of the world. Right? Line number two is if I succeed, then I'll lose love or belonging. The truth of the matter is real relationships align with God's call on your life. So if success costs you toxic people, toxic places, toxic things, then it's not a loss. It's actually protection. And oftentimes we look at things as if we're losing things. I know that that's what I used to do. I used to think like, wow, I'm really losing out here. But no, I come to find out on the other side of it that it was really God's protection. It was God's protection. Lie number three that we tell ourselves is that I'll always mess things up. So why even try? Well, the truth of the matter is Philippians chapter 1, verse 6 says that the good work that God started in you, he will finish it. You're not the finisher, he is. It's not dependent upon you finishing. It's just dependent upon you taking the first step and allowing him to do what he's already planned out and mapped out for you to do. Now, the psychological truth is self-sabotage is an agreement. So each time you tell yourself, well, I'll always, mess this up, you are creating a script that your actions are following. And so our dismantle practical application is to write down one sabotaging thought. And then I want you to rewrite it with a truth statement. For example, you may say, well, I just never follow through. I never follow through. Oh, I've identified that as something that is self sabotage. So now I get to flip the script, right? We flip the script and we say, now I'm consistent. And even when I stumble, I get back up. You see that? So you've been calling yourself the problem when really the problem is the lie you agreed with. So break the agreement and the cycle breaks with it. Okay. Now let's get into our next life key, and that's in our build phase. In the build phase, this is where we are practice. You got to practice new rhythms that lock in breakthrough. So I'm going to give you 4 steps to do that. Step number 1 is to replace sabotage with structure. You want to create just one simple system that holds you when motivation fades. Because let me tell you something, motivation is not going to always be there. You're not going to always be motivated. That's why it's important to have these systems that will keep you within the boundaries. For example, creating a morning rhythm, a weekly accountability check in. These are systems or a structure that you can put in place that will keep you and that will hold you when the motivation fades. Step number 2 is to celebrate small wins. I can't tell you how important it is for us. You don't have to wait for perfection or wait to acknowledge your progress. This right here, when you celebrate the small wins, it's retraining your brain to see success as safe. Step number 3 is going to anchor truth daily. You want to speak 2 to 3 affirmations that counter sabotage. For example, it could be breakthrough is safe, success is safe, God strengthens me. Get those 2 to 3 affirmations or get you 2 to 3 scriptures, whatever is going to work for you, but you want to anchor truth daily in your life. And step number 4 is to create a fail forward mindset. You may say, what is that? What is a fail forward mindset? A fail forward mindset means that we expect mistakes, right? Because we're not perfect. We expect mistakes, but we design a plan to keep going anyways. For example, if you miss one workout, guess what? You get back on track tomorrow instead of just quitting altogether. That's the same thing with me. I've missed some workouts, some therapy sessions for myself personally. But guess what? I'm not beating myself up about it. No. Why? Because I've created a fail forward mindset. I live with a fail forward mindset. And I design plans that keep me going anyway. Why? Because I don't have time to quit, and neither do you. Now, a spiritual truth is that breakthrough is it's not about never stumbling, because even the best of us is going to stumble. As long as you are wrapped in humanity, wrapped in this flesh, you will stumble. It's about not quitting when you stumble, right? So the cycle doesn't end when you finally get it right. The cycle ends when you decide that you're not agreeing with failure anymore. Okay. Now, I want to just give you one of the examples that I use in my fail forward mindset, what I've been able to create for myself. All right. So, in looking at AI, you can ask AI to track your self sabotage patterns. Yes, you can do that. How do you do that? By giving it a prompt. And the prompt that I want you to give AI, whether it's Chat GPT, could be Copilot, Gemini, whatever it may be, I want you to prompt it this: help me identify triggers that cause me to procrastinate or quit, right? Then once you do that, then I want you to tell AI to design 3 simple alternative actions that you can take when you hit that trigger. You see how easy that is? All right. This is how you start dismantling self sabotage. You discern the fear underneath, you dismantle the lies feeding it, and you build new rhythms that make success safe. But in order to sustain breakthrough, you're going to need more than just willpower. You're going to need a system and a community that walks with you into the finish line. Don't self sabotage another breakthrough. I want you to register today. We've got a masterclass coming up. I'm going to put a QR code there at the top, and I'm going to get our website there where you can register. You don't have to sabotage another season. Register for the October 21st. I've given you plenty of time to get it on your schedule for our masterclass that's coming up. I believe that it will be a blessing to you. I believe that it is going to shift some things in your life and to truly set you up for the breakthrough that you truly desire to live. All right. So that is the flyer there. You can register at shelbyfrederick.com. This is a free event. Show up, do it for yourself. You want to set your 2026 up to truly achieve some things that you haven't achieved thus far. Right? So, again, I pray that this has been a blessing to you. Listen, have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to being back with you on tomorrow. Blessings.
If today's message spoke to you, don't stay stuck another year. Book a call with me today. The link is in the description. And before you go, keep watching by clicking the next video on your screen. I'll see you there.